Yamuna Tira. Gopi Jana Jashodanandan Vrajadana Yashodanandan Vrajadana Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Pada Sila Prabhupada. Jai Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva. Hari Guru, Hari Guru, Hari Guru, Hari Guru, Jai Guru, Hari Guru, Hari Guru, Guru, Jai Guru, Hari. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Pariva Jagasarya Astuta Rasata Sisimanta Divine Grace ISKCON Founder Acharya Jagat Guru A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupat Paramahamsa Padivrajacharya Hasto Tarasata Sishimadi Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananda Kodi Vaishnavanda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem for Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Siva Sadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopal Gopinath Shyama Kund Radha Kund Giri Garavardhan Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Mathura Dham Ki Jai Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai Jamuna Mai Ki Jai Ganges Mai Ki Jai Tulasi Devi Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Samaveta Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Nitai Gaura Premanande. All glories assembled devotees. All glories assembled devotees. All glories assembled devotees. All glories to Saint Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Namo Vishnu Padya Krishna Prachaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Tirtha Swami Chinamne. Namaste Krishna Padaya Prabhupada Shittamne. Shri Gaura Karana Sakti Bhakti Tirtha Chinam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Gyanatirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurlitam Yena Tashmai Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhisham Sarvajayena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Karamahim Dadati Swadhatika Vandena Shri Guru Shri Dapadakama Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishnu Vitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagapati Gopisa Gopika Panta Radha Kanta Namaste Tatakan Chana Gura Radhe Vrindavadishwari Vishwavan Suteri Hare Priya Vanchaka Uttara Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitan Pavanyo Vaishnavi Namaha Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Srimad Bhagavad-Gita cities Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavad-Gita cities chapter 2. Content of the Gita summarized. Text 51. Karma Jambudi Yuktahi Phalam Tattva Manisinaha Janma Bandha Vinirmukta Padam Gachantana Mayam Karamajam Buddhi Yuktahi Phalam Tattva Manisinaha Janma Bandha Vinirmukta Padam Gachantana Mayam Karamajam Buddhi Yuktahi Phalam Tattva Manisinaha Janma Bandha Vinirmukta Padam Gachantana Mayam Janma Bandha Vinirmukta Paramajam Vinirmukta Phalam Tattva Manisinaha Janma Bandha Vinirmukta Padam Gachantana Mayam. Mataji. Paramajam Buddhi Yuktahi Phalam Tattva Manisinaha Janma Bandha Vinirmukta Padam Gachantana Mayam. Damodara Phalam Tattva Manisinaha Janma Bandha Vinirmukta Padam Gachantana Mayam. Karamajam, due to fruitive activities, Buddhi Yuktaha, being engaged in devotional service, he certainly, Phalam, results, Takpa, giving up, Manisina, great sages or devotees, Janma Bandha, from the bondage of birth and death, Vindirimukta, liberated, Padam, position, Gachanti, they reach, Anamayam, without miseries. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. By those engaging in devotional service to the Lord, great sages or devotees free themselves from the result of work in the material world. In this way, they become free from the cycle of birth and death, and they attain the state beyond all miseries by going back to Godhead. Please repeat. By those engaging in devotional service to the Lord, great sages or devotees free themselves from the result of work in the material world. In this way, they become free from the cycle of birth and death and attain the state beyond all miseries by going back to Godhead. Purport. The liberated living entities belong to that place where there are no material miseries. In the Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 14, Text 58 says, Samashitaye pada palaba lavam ahade padam punya vasu murari avaram dhiri vatsa padam param padam 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 jad vipadam natesham. For one who has accepted the boot of the lotus feet of the Lord, who is the shelter of the cosmic manifestation and is famous as Mukunda, or the giver of mukti. The ocean of the material world is like the water contained in a cow's hoofprint. Param Padam, or the place where there are no material miseries, or Vaikunta, is his goal, not the place where there is danger in every step. Owing to ignorance, one does not know that this material world is a miserable place where there are dangers at every step. Out of ignorance only, less intelligent persons try to adjust to the situation by fruitive activities, thinking that the resultant actions will make them happy. They do not know that no kind of material body anywhere within the universe can give life without miseries. The miseries of life, namely birth, death, old age, and diseases, are present everywhere within the material world. That one who understands his real constitutional position as the eternal servitor of the Lord, and thus knows the position of the personality of Godhead, engages himself in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Consequently, he becomes qualified to enter into the Vaikuntha planet, where there is neither material miserable life nor the influence of time and death. To know one's constitutional position means to know also the sublime position of the Lord. One who wrongly thinks that the living entity's position and the Lord's position are on the same level is to be understood to be in darkness and therefore unable to engage himself in the devotional service of the Lord. He becomes a Lord himself and thus paves the way for the repetition of birth and death. But one who, understanding that his position is to serve, transfers himself to the service of the Lord at once, becomes eligible for Vaikuntha Loka. Service for the cause of the Lord is called Karma Yoga or Buddhi Yoga, or in plain words, devotional service to the Lord. So that is the end of Srila Prabhupada's purport to page 51, Bhagavad-Gita chapter 2, entitled Contents of the Gita Summarized. By those engaging in devotional service to the Lord, Great sages or devotees free themselves from the results of work in the material world. In this way, they become free from the cycle of birth and death and attain the state beyond all miseries by going back to Godhead. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti commented on this verse. So he mentioned that by detached work, when we give the result of our activities to Krishna, one will develop knowledge. And one is said to be knowledge when our activities are not binding. One has the state of renunciation. So it is not true that the best way to solve our problem is to engage or try to squeeze out happiness from material activities. It is not true. It never works that way because it is not the formula how things works. The process is to give all of our endeavor to Krishna because by constitution we are Krishna's eternal servant. Our duty is to serve, not to load it over, but is to serve. And when the service is done for the satisfaction of the master, naturally we are never entangled. Entanglement comes when we interfere with what is not ours. When we interfere into Krishna's zone, we will always remain troubled. So here, this verse is given. For one who has accepted the bow to the lotus feet of the Lord, who is the shelter of the cosmic manifestation, is famous Mukunda, or the giver of mukti. So, to be free from material existence means to surrender to Krishna. Because that is the whole problem. The problem at table is that everyone thinks we are independent of Krishna. So we think. Somebody asked me like that. I'm very independent. So I asked him, are you sure? You're independent? He said, yes, I'm very independent. I said, that is foolishness. To think that you are independent, that is foolishness. One will continue to suffer. What is independent of what? Independent of what? That there's anyone in this world who will refuse to eat. Anyone will refuse to eat. Even yogis who sit at the Himalayas, they eat air to survive, to continue with their meditation. They will eat air. And I'm sure that they didn't create the air. It is given by nature. They eat air. Otherwise, you cannot stay for a while. You give up the body to take another one, to continue miserable life. So there is nothing like one is independent. The only independent person in this world is a pure devotee, because the senses do not control them. One day, a taxi driver was telling his passengers, do you know, I'm very independent. I'm not working under somebody. So anytime I like, I'll come to the road to drive my car at my leisure. And when I finish, anytime I like, I can close. I'm not under anybody, so I'm independent. So the passengers in the car said, Mr. Driver, can you turn to right? He turned to right. Can you turn to left? He turned to left. He laughed like he did. Can you stop us here? He stopped. So you depend on us, the passengers. We have been controlling, go left, go right, stop here, and you're stopping. So where is the independence? Where is the independence? Even with the car you have, will you buy fuel inside the car or not? You just come and drive it when you like. And even by the way, to drive, is it a pleasure? To drive, is it a pleasure? It's a pleasure if you're not driving, you're sitting, somebody is driving you. And even with that, a lot of speed breakers on the road. So where is the freedom for a living entity in this world? Where is the freedom? Does anyone here will tell me today I'm not going to sleep? Today I'm not going to sleep. Sleep, don't come. I'm not going to sleep. Anyone can do like that? Eh? Who will sleep and will not wake up? To wake up from sleep, it is Krishna who will wake you up. When we sleep, we are dead. For anyone to wake up, the super soul. Anyway, if a super soul refuses to wake you, a different planet. Where is the independence? Where is it? That anyone in this material world has power to do something without the reaction? Anything? Anyone can do something and there's no reaction. When you do something, you go free. There's no reaction. Anything? Anyone can say like that? Every activity, there is a binding result, positive or negative. Some people are piously bind, some are negatively bind. But both of us are under the grip of nature. So where is the freedom? The freedom is only when we accept the boot of the lotus feet of the Lord. That is where our freedom is. So when Christians say Sarva Dharma Parityaja Mam Ekam Sarvam Praja Aham Tvam Sarva Pavibhyo Moksha Isami Masuja. That is a freedom. That is independence. Independence that one can stay in this material world and be free from the reactions of activities is when we have surrendered ourselves to Krishna. Otherwise, every single thing we do, we have to pay for it. And we are dearly paying for all. Dearly. Either one is a devotee or not a devotee. Until we become a pure devotee, we are dearly paying. We pay. So it is foolishness for anyone to say that I'm independent. I am free. does not exist for a conditioned soul. Right? We are all controlled by our senses, and we have been saying, and we continue to repeat, let us examine everything we do every day. All the activities which we do every day are dictated by our senses, not ourselves. Check carefully. Check. The eye says, see, did you see? Not the soul. The soul have never told you to do so. We have never acted. The soul has never acted. The soul will act only when it's free. It's become a pure devotee. Before then, everything, all activities which we do, the senses detect. Eat, they will eat. Sleep, you sleep. It's not the soul that sleeps, not the soul that eats. The senses say, oh, the body is hungry, the body is tired. Eat something or sleep. You will do it helplessly. It is foolishness for someone to think independent. Independent of what? Huh? Anyone here who will not go to hospital? Anyone? Will not go to hospital. I am fully independent. I would never eat from today. I will never eat again. I would never sleep. I will never go to hospital. Don't tell me what to do. I know what to do. What do we know to do? What do we know to do? What we know to do is sinful activities that will put us in trouble repeatedly. So we have been told that we have been existing in this material world since time immemorial, doing devotional service. Right? Devotional service. Since time immemorial, conditioned souls have been engaged in devotional service. That is why we are staying here in this material world for devotional service. Is it not? Hmm? What is keeping us here? Sinful activities dictated by our senses. Every time the senses pushes, we as helplessly as a slave responding. So Bhagavad-Gita clearly mentioned for anyone to be free in this world, we should not struggle to satisfy the dictation of our senses. Anyone who struggle means what? Struggle means anxiety. Anxiety. That is why you see Lord Brahma is in anxiety, because he is creating. Lord Shiva is in anxiety because he is destroying. Only Vishnu is free from anxiety because he is not engaged in any activity. So he's free. And his followers are also free. The pure devotees are free. Others are bound by the reactions of activities. Karamana deva netrena. Once activity is performed, you are helplessly waiting for the result imposed upon us by the high authorities, the demigods. Right? One is free only if you didn't do anything. Can anyone stay in this material world without doing anything? If you enter a lift, you are free until you press a button. Press the button is activity. What the result? Elite will take you to the number you have punched. It will take you there. And you can, no, I don't want to go. Wait, let me. It will take you there first. Before your second choice. So what is the freedom? What is the independence? Right? Everything is detected by our senses. When the soul will act, only when it becomes a pure devotee. So one is called Goswami. A Goswami. One will not control by his senses, but he controls the senses. That is freedom. That is freedom. So to get to that, we should do what? Accept the boat of the lotus feet of the Lord, who is the shelter of the cosmic manifestation. He's the only Lord who can adjust the situation in this world. He can adjust it. And he's famous as Mukunda, or the giver of mukti. The ocean of material world is like the water contained in the calves of prints. What is the size of an ocean? When you say ocean means volume, we cannot control. So, and then the calf of print, what is the size? Calf. Eh? So Lord Krishna will shrink the ocean to the size we can step over. That's Mukunda. He has the power to do that. He knows the length and the breadth of the ocean, the depth of the ocean. He knows it all because he created it, and he can shrink it for the devotees who have taken shelter at the lotus feet. Otherwise, Parampadam, all the place where there are no misery, material miseries or Vaikuntha, is a goal, not the place where there is danger in every step of life. Danger in every step. Right? We're expecting this afternoon. We're expecting His Grace Sambaboma Prabhu to come to Trikadamba. But the flight, not delayed, took him to different direction. Right? That is our independence. Right? We are independent. The flight supposed to come to Delhi, but he went to different place. So he was delayed to come. This is how the material world functions. So, owing to ignorance, one does not know that this material world is a miserable place where there are dangers at every step. Every step. Hmm. We went to Parikrama. Everything was going very nicely, jumping, dancing, walking. The last place, when the devotee went to the toilet, sleep and fell. Was he prepared for that? Did he pray for it? Was anyone thinking about it? Did it happen? Stay in the bed for 2 weeks. We're independent. We don't know what is going to happen the next, and we are independent. It's foolishness. That's ignorance. Stupidity. Yes. An intelligent person does not depend on our strength. A devotee does not depend on his or her strength. A devotee depends on the strength of Krishna. That's a devotee. Therefore, a devotee is never entangled because he's not under himself, never entangled. This morning, His Holiness Damodara Maharaj was speaking, was giving history about a unpure devotee. Are you hearing? Let us try to understand what is devotional service. You should try to understand what is devotional service. This devotee, when he is worshipping his deity, nobody talk to him. If you try to disturb him, he will not listen to you or he will kill you. When he's worshipping his deities, because he knows he's dealing with the Supreme Lord. Therefore, there is full attention, full concentration. The Krishna say what? Sarava. Sarava means what? Complete. No reservation, no hesitation, no calculating if it is good or bad. Sarava. So Krishna required complete attention. If there is reservation, who is that person? Who is the person we are reserving that for? Who? Maya. Maya is a competitor of Krishna. Does Maya compete with Krishna? Krishna does not have a competitor. But we are creating the competition. So this devotee knows this. Nobody disturb him when he's fixing his deity worship. This is deity worship. And he's communicating with the Lord. He does not see the deity as deity. He sees the deity as a person. And he's dealing with the deity like that as a person. They talk. So everybody knows him. He's a devotee. See, he's a pure devotee, so absorbed in Krishna consciousness, but his brother does not like him. You understand? His own brother did not like him. So to have a god sister, god brother hating you is not a new thing. Don't take it seriously. Don't take it seriously. Don't waste your time with that. Don't waste your time. I'm telling you, don't waste your time. It has been happening before. You are not the first person. Neither will you be the last person. You are just in the middle. You're really a tiny one. His own brother hates him. And for what? What is he hating him for? Is he disturbing in any way? Huh? Yes, it's disturbing because he's a pure devotee. You know, a criminal doesn't want to see police. Right? So sinful people don't like to see pure devotees. Because a pure devotee will show you it's a mirror before you. See how dirty you are. So nobody like that. So he hated his brother. And he knows that his brother, when he's doing his dirty worship, nobody talk to him. Nobody. Nobody talk to him. He knows that. So one day he planned himself and waited. When his brother started the dirty worship, he attacked the city with a huge army. The servant became afraid. Who will go to him? He'll be dead. So who will go to him? his brother is destroying the whole healing. So they, what to do? What to do? It's a danger. Finally, they decided his mother should go and talk to him. He will not kill his mother. The pure devotee will not do it. So his mother came to him. See, your brother is fighting outside. He will soon come and kill you also with a deity worship. So he looked at his mother and said, Krishna will take care of him. He said, and continued with the deity worship. He didn't stop the deity worship. He continued. As soon as he said that, the deity went to his army, took the horses, and killed his brother's armies completely and came back. So when he finished the deity worship, he said, okay, now let me go and fight since he's still fighting. So when he got there, when he went to the horses were breathing heavily. Means what? They have been engaged. So he asked, who used the horses? So, we don't know. Deliberating, something came to his mind. The Lord did it. The Lord came, took the armies with the horses, and killed all the armies of his brother. He left his brother to teach him a lesson. So when he went to the battlefield, he saw his brother was wounded. So he said, my brother, what happened to you? He said, yeah, Lord, kill all my soldiers. But he didn't kill me. He left me. So the devotee said, you are very, very fortunate. I've been worshiping my Lord for years. I've not seen him. But you are so fortunate. You saw my Lord. You are very fortunate, more fortunate than me. Because of this, his brother became a devotee. He changed. If we want to defeat somebody, don't use the same equipment. Use a higher equipment. What is that? Love. He came back. The brother surrendered to Krishna. See, to take shelter of Krishna, that's what it means. That's what it means to take shelter of Krishna. We must pass the test to get the protection of Krishna. If you don't pass the test, you can never get the shelter of Lord Krishna. To hang on there in devotional service is not sufficient. It's not sufficient. We must go beyond the external. Be a real devotee. A miracle will start to happen. Out of ignorance only, less intelligent persons try to adjust to the situation by fruitive activities, thinking that the resultant actions will make them happy. That is not true. That is not true. If it is true, Lord Brahma himself be the happiest person in the world. The happiest person in the world is Lord Brahma. Is Lord Brahma? The happiest person is Lord Brahma. The highest person in material world is who? the Brahma, but is he the higher person, the happiest person? No. So even if you have the position of the Brahma, you still be miserable until one takes shelter of the Supreme Personality. Adjusting our situation, it does not make it right. And how can we adjust it? How can we adjust it? By our strength, our intelligence, our ability? Who has the power to do that? The only person who can adjust our situation is Lord Krishna, and we must surrender to him fully. Then he will make the adjustment. Otherwise, we are simply wasting our time. They do not know that no kind of material body anywhere within the universe can give life without miseries. Is it not true? All material bodies will give miseries, including the Brahma's body. Including the Brahma's body. Will give miseries. The miseries of life, namely birth, death, old age, and diseases, are present everywhere within the material world. But one who understands his real constitutional position as the eternal servitor of the Lord, and those knows the position of the personality of Godhead, engages himself in the transcendental loving service to the Lord. One who knows in reality that Krishna is the supreme, what will he do? Iti matva bhajantimam Buddha Bhava Samanpita. See, if we shouldn't be surprised to see that many people are not taken to Krishna consciousness. Even those of us who have so-called taken to Krishna consciousness, what is our understanding about Krishna? What do we understand about Krishna? One who really understands Krishna, the Supreme Person of Godhead, will have a different approach to our Krishna consciousness. They have a different approach to Krishna consciousness. Is it not? How our Goswamis serve Krishna. Our Goswami, how do they serve Krishna? No reservation. But we mentioned in this morning. The Goswamis, Rupa Goswami was ordered by Chaitanya Prabhu, you should get Govinda Deti back. And he doesn't know what to do. He was crying. Do we do like that? And the spiritual master give assignment. And it's difficult. Do we cry, beg, please help me to do this service? Do we cry? Do we beg? We cry. Rupa Goswami was crying every day. I cannot fulfill the order of my spiritual master. He gave me the order and I'm not doing it. He cried. He paid the price. And the Lord came and showed him where he was to be discovered. And Rupa Goswami did that. If we want to be successful in Krishna consciousness, we should do it the way they did. If we don't do it their way, we will not succeed. Because if our ways are perfect, why are we here? Why are we here? Not only that we are trying to adjust to the material situation, we are also trying to adjust devotional spirit to our own level. We should follow it as it is, but we are trying to adjust it to suit my level. Oh, my body is so strong that To do my service, I must eat on the Kadasi days. Otherwise, I will not be able to function. Right? We are trying to adjust devotional service to fit our own style. Risky. We will not make any any useful end to it. We'll never get anything from it. We should adjust it to fit into the process of devotional service. They will succeed. Consequently, he becomes qualified to enter into the Vaikuntha planet, where there is neither material miserable life nor the influence of time and death. To know one's constitutional position means to know also the sublime position of the Lord. Yes, we should know the position of the Supreme Lord. We should know our own position. We should know what is our relationship. Then life has begun. At this point, life has begun. We are on the way to Krishna. One who wrongly thinks that the living entity's position and the Lord's position are on the same level is to be understood to be in darkness and therefore unable to engage himself in the devotional service to the Lord. We are not on the same level. We are not on the same level. Krishna is on a different level. We are on a different level. Even when Krishna expanded and expanded and expanded, all the expansions of Krishna, they are all the same. We see the expansion, but Krishna still remains the same person. And all of them mean the same. No one is inferior to each other. So we are not the same. He becomes a Lord himself and thus paves the way for the repetition of birth and death. But one who, understanding that his position is to serve, transfers himself to the service of the Lord, at once becomes eligible for Vaikuntha Loka. Service for the cause of the Lord is called Karma Yoga or Buddha Yoga, or in plain words, devotional service to the Lord. Hare Krishna. Comments? Questions? Yes, they did.
Regarding we should, it's the same way our previous acharyas did. And it is also true that we are under the whole of the material nature. So, for example, much ignorance, vision of goodness, their success or possibility to. It's the same way the previous acharyas did. How is it?
Very good. Very good question. I'm not a pure devotee, and our chariots are pure devotee. How can I do the same? How can I do the same way they're doing? Very good. That's a good question. Yes. There's something we can do. There is something we can do. And that is why they came. That is why they came. To teach us what we can do. What is that we're supposed to do? The pure devotees, everything they do is pure transcendental. And we are not pure nor transcendental. But we can do something. What we can do is do as I do, for example, they chanted, right? So we have to chant. But how do they chant? How do they chant? Distractions, gossiping, talking, what they're chanting? No, they will fix. That we can do. We can also fix in our chanting. We can also fix ourselves in the services we do. At least, it's okay, I'm going to do this service for the person. Let me think of the person I'm doing this thing for. That we can do. This is what they did. So that we can do. So we do that. This devotee worshiping the deity and he never talked to anybody. Nobody talked to him. That we can do. Is it difficult? Is it difficult? Is it cannot do that? Can we do that? We cannot do. So we should do that. How are we going to get to their position, their stage, to purity perfection? How are we going to get there? Just wait. One day, die. Okay, I'm there now. So I can start my job. Right? It's like that? No. We have to chant with fixed concentration as they did. It will not be, the quality will be different. The quality will be different because they can do it easily. But we will struggle. But we should continue to struggle because they have given us the process. So we continue to do that. When we follow that, we'll get purified and come to the stage of doing it perfectly. That we can do. So we should do that. But we are not doing that. We are doing our own thing. Our minds are still very, very wicked. Very wicked. So much impersonalism. Right? So much impersonalism in their hearts. I'm talking about Hare devotees. So much impersonalism in our heart. They didn't teach us that. They didn't teach us that. When the pure devotees meet the Goswami, what they meet, what did they do? They talk about Krishna. Yes, we're hearing this morning. Rupa Goswami, Ramananda Rai, Sharu Damodara Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they met. Yeah. What we were discussing? We talked the mother of Rupa Goswami. That's what they're discussing. Ramananda is asking, how did you, what is the introduction of your book? What is the introduction? And Rupa Goswami was answering. What is the stage? What is the stage? What are the characters? Mention all of them. This is a discussion. So when we meet, what do we discuss? When we meet, what do we discuss? We are trying to be a devotee, but when we meet, devotee of Krishna, but when we meet, what do we discuss? We talk about Krishna. That's what they do every day, and they feel very happy, right? When they met, they feel very happy. When Narottam Das Thakura invited Srinivasa Acharya, Janaba Devi, and many other devotees to come for a festival, they came. They were having festival. They have festival after the celebration. Devotees were leaving. Narottam was crying. Do we do like that? Do we feel separation from each other? And a devotee we are living together for years, has gone to whatever, the hospital or something. Do we call to check what is happening? Do we call to check? A devotee. We have been together for years. Either has gone to see the parents are sick, or have gone to see, or has traveled somewhere, or has gone to hospital. Do we call the devotee to check? Massing. Is that how our Acharyas did? That's how they did it. They were always together. They were always together. They come together happily. They sit together happily and discuss. When devotees come together, Machita, Madgata, Rana, Buddhayantas, Parasparam. What is that? What does that mean? Machita. The heart of the devotee, the soul of the devotee. Machita, Madgata, Prana. The life of devotees are what? Surrender to Krishna. Therefore, how do they sustain that? Buddhayantas, Parasparam. They sit together. Katayantas, Mam, they talk about me. That is their celebration. That is their feast. When they talk about Krishna, what happened to them? Tushan teacher, Raman teacher. Is that what we do? When I say devotee, how are you? Oh, I'm struggling. I am? Is that bhakti? Is that bhakti? How are you doing, Prabhu? Oh, I'm struggling. It's a struggle. Yes, you struggle because you're not doing the right thing. After all, one of my music heroes he said, a struggling man has no time to waste, but we have time to waste. Srimad Bhagavad-Gita cities ki Srila Prabhupada ki Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.